Sandy?
Again, look at my record. As I'm looking out at people in this room, what I want to tell you is, where has our government's common sense gone? It's out the window, and that's why we're here today. And as I'm traveling around the state, don't get discouraged. We're in the majority. You know that the liberal media makes fun of us, laugh at us, but I hold their feet to the fire. I say, well, tell me what last Tea Party you attended. Silence, silence. I said, you don't understand what's going on now. You have awakened a sleeping giant. And what we're doing is demanding personal accountability, principled elected officials. We're going to win the war. I won some battles with my referendum drive, defeating a tax increase in my county. Nothing worth having comes easy. We're going to win the war, but we have to stay vigilant, we have to stay strong, so that we can pass on to our children and our grandchildren the American way of life that was passed on to us. So don't give up. We're going to be fine, but we need you out there. You've got to be soldiers. Thanks.
Thank you.
Three things. My personal responsibility as a citizen of our republic led me to resign my position to run full-time against the guy who's fiscally irresponsible. I've decided it's my civic duty to get into the middle of this because somebody has to do something. So that's my example of personal responsibility, and I'm running on a fiscally conservative bill. And I'm running because it's getting harder and harder and harder to run a business in this country. We're fighting a global economy. Our free market, it isn't a free market anymore. We're trying to compete against South Korea. Trade agreements with South Korea and China are very, very much biased in our favor. We need free enterprise not only in our capitalism and free enterprise. That's what I'm about.
Thank you. Seth?
I think I've talked about the budget. I'll let that speak of fiscal responsibility. I think I've talked about using the free market to do even those independent audits to expand fiscal responsibility. So I'll let that speak for itself. If you want to speak more, I'll be here afterwards. The personal responsibility front, I harken back to my dear sage wife, who God gave me, who early on in my first term in the city council, when I was very frustrated by having all the other council members frustrated at me because I was speaking the truth, where she would tell me, sweetheart, you weren't elected by those 7 other members of council, you were elected by the people. And I know that sounds really cliche-ish, but it really, from those formative years on the city council, the first term, is expanded into kind of a mantra, and that is, my first job is to put my head on my pillow at night with the most clear conscience that I can, that I've represented what I said I would represent. The truth really will set you free. It's the shining light in government, and all we need is elected officials who will stand up and flip those lights on and let the chips fall where they may. That will speak to personal responsibility. That's what will turn our government ultimately around, because when you have those lights on, you can then have the free flow of exchange of information, a robust debate, and come to a conclusion that actually works. And I'll bet you 9 times out of 10, it'll be that conservative conclusion that we come to that works. That's the personal responsibility by God's grace I will carry into that debate.
Mr. Franklin?
Well, I think one of the benefits of not having money is I know what I can do without. So this is the way I look at things. I will look at this as what we can do without. Economics teaches you it's a study of wants and needs, and to me it's what's needed. And I think that carries a long way for anything you're going to do. One of the things I say on my website is if you own a house and you have $3,000 and you have all this landscaping you want to do, but if you need a new furnace, you don't buy the landscaping, you buy the furnace. It's a matter of needs over wants. I think you have to establish as much transparency as possible, but you also have to have a sense of responsibility within the government structure itself amongst the people. My experience in the post office is it's just pompous, and they would actually say to you in grievance hearings, I can do whatever I want. That's an attitude. You not only have to address the fiscal, you have to address attitude, because if the attitude's wrong, then the efficiency's wrong. You know, the British have a system where they go to school to be a civil servant. And if you say you're a civil servant, it's respect. You know, you don't get that respect here. It would be nice to have that. I think you need to increase the requirements for people to work for the government. You have to increase their accountability and responsibility. Good grief. I had a boss once who was so bad, they moved her to a station, she caused problems. Move her to another station, she caused problems. Move her upstairs, caused problems. Kick her back downstairs. Okay? Deal with the problem. That's not dealing with the problem. You have to address the attitudes as well as addressing everything else.
Finally, Mr. Brindle.
Personal responsibility. If you saw my talk to the Tea Party that's on YouTube from last April, you know I say it the way it is. And if you look at my voting record, I vote the way I say it. As far as fiscal responsibility, I'm going to continue to work to reduce the size of state government, and I will always vote against increasing your taxes. As far as free market economics, I will work to privatize workers' comp. I will fight like hell to oppose the socialization of the United States by the Obama administration, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid, and I will finish as I finish every one of my Tea Party talks. My name's Tim Brindle. I was born in South Euclid, Ohio. I wasn't born in a socialist country. I will not die in a socialist country. Neither will my grandchildren. Thank you.